everybody, and welcome to the first Birdman franchise. Before we get started with the series, I just have to give a huge shout out to Mr. Hurricane, who is the inspiration for my franchise and channel. Now, with that out of the way, just got to explain what you can expect from my series and my channel in general. Now, nothing's written in stone here, but I do plan on doing multiple teams. The reason being is there's so many storylines to cover this year in the NFL, and one team simply isn't enough. Now, that being said, I don't want anyone to think there's going to be quick rebuilds. My franchises are going to last all Madden seasons, similar to Mr. Hurricane's. Now, as far as how the franchise is going to play out, again, it's going to be similar to Mr. Hurricane with the sim play, the realistic trades and free agent signings, and a huge emphasis on the draft. Now, with that all being said, I will be adding my own personal flair by writing and incorporating different storylines to make the games that much more exciting, similar to the real NFL. Now, these Madden series will be unlike anything you've ever seen. I'm going to be going out of my way to make sure we're not just doing the same thing as any other franchise out there that you can get on YouTube. And with that happening, there's bound to be some ups and downs. So I'm going to ask you guys for your help. I'll always be open to suggestions and advice. This is going to be a learning experience for me, so I just hope to hear from you sooner rather than later. Now let's get into the team introduction. For our first franchise, I have chosen to ride with my favorite team, the New England Patriots. Now there are a multitude of reasons why I selected this team, the main three being: one, I know all the players, so I don't need to do as much research to talk about them and to know what the team's going to be needing. Also, number two, the Patriots have a lot of young unknowns on the defense that I'm interested in experimenting with. And three, probably the most important one, Tom Brady in Madden is most likely going to retire after year one, and the roster is going to need a lot of rebuilding, so we'll be able to mold that in our direction. Now, using a team like this, we also have the ability to see the Super Bowl contending storyline in the very first season, and then also after Brady leaves, we'll have the storyline of a team that can go in a multitude of different directions as far as team style and types of players. Alright, so now going over the roster, our highlights on offense are obviously going to be Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, and Rob Gronkowski. Outside of that, we have an up-and-down O-line with rookie first-round pick Isaiah Wynn, who sadly, it was just announced going to be out for the season in real life, but he's going to be the most intriguing player in this franchise. And the wide receiver group is also going to be a fun one with reliable guys like Chris Hogan, speedsters like Cordero Patterson and Philip Dorsett, and the rookie out of Miami, Berrios, who's very interesting. Now, as for the running back position, we have several guys all competing for snaps, and it's probably my favorite part of this offense. And that's going to be starting with James White and Rex Burkhead. James White's going to be the most reliable, the most steady running back for us, but Rex Burkhead also is a talented, speedy back, and they both have the ability to catch the ball. We also have Mike Gillislee and Jeremy Hill, who bring a little more power, but the biggest question in this run game is going to be from rookie first-round pick Sony Michel out of Georgia, who has the potential to make a huge impact this season, and a lot of people think he could have a similar impact to the Patriots like Alvin Kamara did for the Saints last year, so it'll be interesting to see how he progresses throughout this season. Now, as far as the tight end position goes, Jacob Hollister and Will Tye both look like good options in the passing game as a backup or depth tight end behind Rob Gronkowski. Now, as far as our defense goes, we really only have three great players: Dante Hightower, Devin McCourty, and Stephon Gilmore. Outside of that, we have a defensive line that added Adrian Claiborne and has a couple of young rookies from last year returning from injuries, such as Harvey Longy and Derek Rivers, who could also play the linebacker position and potentially make a huge impact on this team, not just in the preseason, but in the regular season. Now, speaking of that linebacker position, the Patriots have a lot of question marks there. Kyle Van Noy and Landon Roberts look to be the starters, but really anything can happen, and we have rookies like Javon Bentley and Christian Sam who could grab some playing time if they impress in preseason. And going on to the safeties here on defense, that's probably our most solid position on the defense, with Devin McCourty starting at free safety and Patrick Chung starting at strong safety. Duron Harmon is a good backup, but until McCourty's out of there and Chung's out of there, he's probably going to stay a backup. But the cornerback spot is wide open outside of Stephon Gilmore. Now, Eric Rowe, Jonathan Jones, and Jason McCourty, they're probably at the top of the list here as far as depth goes and all competing for the second, third, fourth spot. But at the same time, we got young players like Cyrus Jones, who, yeah, maybe he's been a little disappointing, but he's still got a lot of potential. And also rookie Duke Dawson out of Florida, who, sure, they're not likely to grab a lot of snaps, but if they play good in preseason, and maybe if guys like Jason McCourty or Jonathan Jones or Eric Rowe kind of play down from where they were at last year, they could definitely grab some snaps. So as you can see, this roster has plenty of strengths and weaknesses, and with that being said, that leaves opportunities for unlikely heroes to grab spots in big games. Now, those unlikely heroes we're going to get to see first in the preseason, so I'm super excited to get into that, and thank you guys so much for checking out the Patriots franchise intro. I've been busy